Chicago Bears now coming at you here on a Wednesday, video number 2 here on the day. I'm Harrison Graham. Welcome into the program. Let's dive on in here. Roschon Johnson, is he slated to be RB1? Report out there from ESPN's Matt Miller is that the Bears believe he could be a featured back in this system. Here's more from Miller of ESPN. The Bears have Foreman and Khalil Herbert, but a team source told me after the draft that the former Texas backup has the upside to end up as Chicago's featured back. Now, I've had Roschon Johnson plugged in as RB2 just because I think Khalil Herbert, 2 years with this football team and the production he's been able to provide is worthy of getting the first crack at being the starter. You obviously added Foreman as well, a guy who rushed for almost 1,000 yards a year ago, but you keep hearing the way the Bears talk about Roschon, reports coming out about what the Bears think about Roschon. Like, he's definitely going to have a role, and maybe he does end up being the first running back on the field to start each game. Here's Luke Getsy over this past weekend after rookie minicamp talking about the Bears running back room, saying, I think the competition in that room is going to be real. I don't know if there's a team that can rely on one guy anymore with the pounding and length of the season. And I think the last part of that is really significant because he's absolutely right. Unless you have a Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor, perhaps, maybe a couple other guys, most teams go running back by committee. They go 2, sometimes 3 guys. I like the makeup of this shooting. I like Khalil Herbert. I don't know if he's a 25 carry per game guy. I don't think he probably is, which is why they've brought in Roschon, which is why they brought in Foreman. I think all 3 of these guys are going to get their opportunities, and from one week to the next, you ride the hot hand. That's the whole point of having a committee. You can throw defenses different looks and roll with the back who's having the stronger performance that day, rotate in and out. So I'm excited about Roschon. Whether he's the starter or not, does it really matter? I'm not sure it does because I think you're going to rotate a lot. Obviously, whoever the third guy ends up being, that's probably the person who gets notably less touches. We saw last year Montgomery and Herbert clearly were the 1-2 punch, but I think in this case all 3 guys will get opportunities, and we'll see kind of which guys separate themselves from one another. Now, who do you guys think is RB1? Type KH for Khalil Herbert, RJ for Roschon Johnson, DF for Foreman. I'll say this, there is not a better name backfield in the NFL. Khalil Herbert, Roschon Johnson, Foreman, legendary trio. KH for Herbert, RJ for Johnson, or DF for Foreman. Now, the Bears' 2023 schedule is set to release tomorrow, and we're going to go live at some point. Now, if the schedule leaks early, maybe we drop the video of the schedule, go live later when it becomes official. We don't have a perfect plan in place, but here's what I'll say. Subscribe, turn on your notifications. That way you know exactly when we do go live and when we do drop a video. I want to break down the schedule live with you guys. I think that would be a lot of fun. We haven't done that before, so stay tuned. The plan is to go live at some point. The NFL officially drops the schedule at 7 o'clock Central Time, so if we don't know it until then, we'll probably go live a little bit early and then get it ready to rock and roll. So hit that sub button. We're going to have you guys covered. Okay, conflicting Justin Fields opinions continue to surface. Hot takes out there. We just talked yesterday about how Dan Orlovsky thinks Justin Fields could be an MVP candidate. And then within 24 hours, you've got a report that Justin Fields, they don't think he can be a pocket passer. So, analysts are all over the place, and obviously it's a pivotal year for the Bears quarterback. Here's ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, kind of on the opposite end of what he's heard from compared to Orlovsky. There is some skepticism that exists among some team officials around the league about his ability to get it done as a pocket passer. Can he be that precision guy that you need from the pocket? Those questions are not going away until he proves otherwise. That exact same point was made by somebody in the organization that I spoke directly to. This is about Justin Fields' playmaking ability. They said only certain players in this league have the ability to elevate an entire team. Fields is one of them. And that's kind of where you get conflicting reports within the conflicting reports of where you're like, okay, a couple things can be true. Yeah, Fields needs to improve in the pocket. He does. But that doesn't mean he has to be Peyton Manning and be surgical. You know why Peyton Manning had to be surgical? Because he was slower than me. Like, if you're not a mobile quarterback, you've got to be able to slice and dice, play in and play out from the pocket. But if you've got mobility like Justin Fields or even guys like Patrick Mahomes who are able to escape. I'm not saying Fields is going to be Mahomes at all, and Mahomes is great from the pocket. But my point is number one, you should embrace playmaking to an extent. Obviously, you don't want to get someone hurt. And two, Justin Fields doesn't have to be Peyton Manning. He needs to be better than he's been from the pocket, but his mobility is a weapon, the ability to extend plays. In today's NFL, if you're not dual threat, I mean, you got to be so good pre-snap and post-snap. You got to be like Joe Burrow, right? You got to be able to identify at a very, very, very high level. And even Burrow, has some escapability. We know what Justin Fields is as a playmaker. I think he made some strides as a passer last year. We know he can throw the ball really well downfield. For me, it's the quick passing game stuff. The underneath throws, like he's got to tighten that accuracy up a little bit. He makes the tougher throws look easy, the easy throws look hard. If he can clean up the easy stuff, which you would think would be easier, then I think we're going to be in a good spot. Having better weapons around him should help that issue as well. Guys who can separate quickly and obviously increased pass protection. Hopefully Darnell Wright, Nate Davis, new additions can help with all of that. The bottom line with all of this, whether you're on Team Orlovsky, where you think he could be an MVP candidate, or you're on whichever the source is to Jeremy Fowler saying he's not going to be able to win from the pocket, it's kind of an irrelevant point. We're going to see what happens, right? Like this year, it's a huge year. There's no doubt. I'm not saying it's for sure make or break, but it's pretty damn close. I mean, if we get to the end of next year and we don't have the answer on Fields, that probably means we have the answer, and that means that he's probably not the guy here. I think he'll get there because we've seen the highs, and now he's got real pieces around him. If improvements aren't made with these new pieces around him, then yeah, they could go in a different direction at quarterback. Don't think it'll happen, but bottom line is Fields has got to get it done in 23. Will Justin Fields prove himself this year? Type Y for yes, N for no. I've said it, and I'll say it again. Number one priority this year is to have a clear answer on Justin Fields. If you get out of this season and you know either way if he's the guy or not, that's a victorious year. Y for yes, N for no. Let me know what you guys think. All right, no Germany or any international games for the Bears as the Chiefs will actually face the Dolphins in Germany. Big rumors and early reports over the last couple of months were that the Bears would face the Chiefs in Germany. But then earlier this week, the report from Peter King came out that Kansas City requested the NFL to not play the Bears in Germany, but rather have that game be at Arrowhead Stadium. That wish has been granted. So this is kind of where we sit in terms of the international games this year. When does Jacksonville move to London permanently, by the way? Because they're going to play back-to-back games in London. They'll play the Falcons in Week 4, Bills in Week 5, and then Ravens-Titans Week 6. 3 London games in a row. That'll be fascinating. And then the Germany games, Dolphins-Chiefs in Week 9, and then Colts-Patriots in Week 10. So no Bears international games this year. This is interesting, and when our guy to Bears blog tweets something, I always, I take it somewhat seriously. He usually has some kind of connection here. He said there were many rumors of the Chiefs hosting the Dolphins on opening night. Obviously, that's a Germany Week 9 game now. He goes on to say, I would hate the Bears opening in KC, but I could definitely see it. Now, he's not reporting that that's going to be the game, but man, Bears at Chiefs Week 1, like I know that the Bears are a national audience and the numbers would be huge, and that's the number one point, but oh, man, you want to get the worst team in the NFL from last year, win-loss-wise, to go face the Super Bowl champs on the road. Doesn't it make more sense for the Chiefs to host like Buffalo in Week 1? I mean, Allen, Mahomes, they've had some good battles over the years. It would surprise me if they had Bears-Chiefs opening Thursday Night Football. The buildup would be remarkable, though. I mean, could you imagine if Chicago went into Kansas City and won in Week 1? That would be something. I don't see that being the case. I don't think they'll open up the season, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, you guys predict. Who do you think the Bears will play in Week 1? You can check out my Bears schedule prediction video that went out earlier today. Be sure to do that as I predicted the week-by-week matchups. I think I had Detroit as the Week 1 game, so we'll see what it ends up being. I'm going to go Bears-Lions. You predict it for us. Who will the Bears play in Week 1? All right, folks, make sure you subscribe. Like I said, we will be live almost certainly tomorrow for the schedule release, so be on the lookout for that. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll see you guys soon.